So, as the title suggests, I'm opening up a Patreon and going to be putting ads in the videos from now on. Why the Patreon? Because, well, and the ads. Because I honestly do enjoy doing audio light novel for free, but free is not much of a motivator for me, especially when I hate the sound of my own voice, and the sound of my own voice usually overtakes the enjoyment I get from doing these. So, I thought that money would be a great way to motivate me. I apologize if I sound a little stilted. I'm reading from from an outline that I wrote. So, I'm also using this as sort of a test to see if there are actually any humans willing to pay to have a book read to them. I've gotten a few comments. I've gotten a few comments in some feces posts I've made saying, "Oh, I'd pay you." Okay, yeah, I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would. This Patreon will make no money. You might be asking right now, is this illegal? Is this legal? So what if it is? You might also be saying right now that I have said in the past that I feel morally wrong for doing this, and that I believe that it is dumb to make money off of literally reading a book and then posting that reading on the internet. And to that I say, morals and ethics are for losers, and yes, I still do believe that reading a book on the internet, that is a dumb way to make money. But I used to, and still do, go by the title King of Dumbasses and Waffles, so it is not out of character for me to do something dumb. Again, I believe that it is dumb to get paid to read books on the internet, but if people can read news articles and get paid for doing that, okay, why not try it out? You know, sometimes the dumbest people are the ones that make the most money. In all seriousness, in terms of the Patreon, you may be asking, how am I going to run this? Am I going to do... am I going to have a set schedule from now on? Am I going to have weekly or bi-daily or something releases? Am I going to charge monthly? The answer is I will be charging per ALN chapter segment per video. Yeah, in other words, per video. Audio Light Novel Project is a side thing that I do, so even if I have 1 or 2 USDs coming in from this, I will probably be distracted by video games for a couple of 100 hours at some point. So when that happens, probably there would be nothing coming out for that entire month, and if I got paid for doing nothing, then I would feel that that is wrong, says the man that just said morals and ethics are for losers. But I need to hold myself up to some sort of standard. Also, if the chapter segment is very short, really, really short, such as a Log Horizon character stat sheet, I am not going to charge for that. Basically, if a chapter segment is even less than a page long, I am not going to charge for that. Also, whenever I put up an ALN, whenever I put up a video, I will give an advance notice on the Patreon page, just in case anything wants to ask me to delay it because I have no idea you have less than 1 USD in your bank account, and you really, really need that 1 USD for another week until your paycheck comes in. What will the money be spent on? What will the money be used for? Lining my pockets with money. But I am serious about this. It's just so I can have money. Is that not what all Patreons are for? I hear a lot of Patreon announcement videos going, well, I use the money on, I'm going to use it to increase production values. I'm gonna get a studio. I'm gonna get a green screen. Look, I do not expect this to make a lot of money. Again, maybe one or two USDs. There's no way I could ever increase production values from that unless I was doing this for years and I saved up all that money, and by that point, I might as well just be doing a real job. If I ever do get voice help for this, if I ever get any voice talent on for this, if I ever hire anything, I would probably no, I would spend the money paying any amateur voice actors that would help me with this. So I have no idea how I would pay them. I've only paid maybe 4 or 5 different amateurs in the past, and there was never really a set way for how I did it. I'm pretty much doing this learn as I go. So payment tiers. There is one payment tier, and it is $1, where I will make a monthly credits video. I am not going to read out credits at the end of every ALN, because I want the videos to end as quickly as possible right after shilling the book, so then it can move on to the next chapter segment. So I'm just going to make one video at the end of every month, reading out whatever has donated money. So, is there a goal? Is there if you reach this amount of money or this amount of patrons, you'll do something? No, I'm not doing that. The Patreon is a tip jar. That is all it is. And now I'm going to answer the question. I say this as a joke, but I swear there's probably at least 1 or 2 of you in the comments right now, before even 10 seconds have passed in this video, typing out in the comments asking, so how much do I have to pay you to do a certain magical index? And okay, really? Do you really want me to do that? Do you really want a goal for that? Okay, fine. I will give you the impossible goal of $250 per video. Why 250? Because nothing is that desperate. There are no humans. I want to believe there are no humans on this planet that will pay me $250 per chapter segment of a certain magical index. There is no way that will ever happen. And if it does, this channel will probably be taken down before I could even start to conceivably get that much money. And no, I am not going to put that up as a stretch goal because 1, as I said, I will never get that much money doing this. And 2, I'm not going to give you that much false hope. Again, if I sound stilted, reading from an outline. Okay, but seriously, if I ever do get that much money, I would do it. I would do it. I am a harlot. I want money. I love money. I am a very greedy human being. If you give me 250 USDs, if I get 250 USDs per chapter segment of a certain magical index, I'll do it. So anyway, that's about it for the Patreon. If you have any questions about that, comment. So about the ads. Again, testing to see if this can actually make money. Social Blade says I can make about 37 USDs maximum in a year. I honestly doubt that. Probably more along the lines of 2 USDs per year. Surprisingly, these videos get a decent amount of views. Usually the chapter 1 stuff. But again, I want to see if I could actually conceivably make money from doing ads. Again, didn't you say you feel morally wrong and think this is dumb? Yes, I still do. Morals and ethics of a losers, and I love money, blah, 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 blah. So, but as for the ads, there will be one ad at the beginning of every video, and that is it. If there are any ads past that point, then most likely, unless I made some sort of mistake, that was not put in there by me. tell me about it, I will remove it. Again, just one ad per video. And feel free to use an ad blocker. Because I use ad blockers, and if I asked you to watch those ads, I would be a hypocrite. So, what if I get caught by Yen On, Yen Press, or whatever, and I'm playing with this dumb zipper, and they tell me that I need to shut down? Well, if I get caught, and I need to shut down, then I got caught, and will need to shut down. It is as simple as that. So, that is it. If you have any suggestions, criticisms, comments about managing the Patreon page, account, leave a comment. I actually do read those and I try to improve from constructive criticism. I only ask that you are clear and detailed in any criticisms or suggestions, because I am terrible at reading in between lines, admittedly. So I need something... I need things to be obviously pointed out to me. I've never run a Patreon before. Again, this is only a test thing. I have no idea what I'm doing. So again, any suggestions? If you think that the whole per video thing is a dumb idea, I gave you my reasoning for why I made it per video. But if you have something against that, then again, just say it. Just say it in the comments. So I just put that out as an example, because it's probably one. I sometimes see Patreon accounts get flack for that, because, oh, you put out so much, now you just keep putting out now and you keep charging, and yeah, and I do not expect any of this thing to make money. I'm off script, I'm off outline, so